Welcome to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba. I've got Frank Segarra, President, ConnexiCore, with me right now. Frank, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Michael. I'm glad to be back for the third time, I believe.
Yep. What's happened since the last time we spoke? I want to hear all about it.
Well, let's see. A lot's been happening. So just got back from a long week of ChannelCon in Washington, D.C. I'm on a drone advisory council for CompTIA. The council has basically been established to kind of overlap IT and artificial intelligence technologies together to make them both work, in harmony together. And our mission this year is to basically help set up some standards for commercialized drone best practices in the enterprise space.
Now, I see drones getting a lot more involved in public safety today. How's that affected your business?
Oh gosh, in public safety, they're starting to embrace the technology very rapidly. There are a multitude of applications, from forensic accident investigation to fire scene investigation, as well as reconnaissance and security missions. And with the technology that's available on the drone, you're able to actually capture like you'd see in the old days where people were following in a helicopter with thermal imaging. Well, now you can do reconnaissance and surveillance with drones using thermal imaging at even higher quality resolution and higher quality perspectives than you'd get from traditional helicopters. And it's much cheaper.
Right, I can get that. What about the large construction projects? I know you're working there too.
Sure. Well, construction projects has always been an area that we've excelled in. So in construction, they're starting to see drone utilization for progress monitoring. So a stakeholder who owns a construction site who may be located in Los Angeles, and there's a construction project going on in Chicago, the stakeholder may not have to necessarily do weekly or biweekly progress visits. We can fly the drone, we can either capture that video in real time, archive it, or we can actually stream that video directly to the stakeholders in real time on a secure network and actually show them the progress that's going on. And if they're technical, they could ask us to actually locate certain areas within a project. Frank, I'd like to see the super have you inspect that south side footing. I heard we're getting some water abatement in that area, so we could fly the drone into that area and actually get an inspection based on direction we're getting via cell phone, via walkie-talkie. So we're able to actually use telepresence to assist in that with the drones.
Got it. Yeah, and that's real easy for everybody to really connect the dots on that one. But what's ConnexiCore planning for the future with regards to artificial intelligence?
Well, what we're doing is we're building a cloud portal that's a continuous work in progress. And we're connecting core technologies that are artificial intelligence friendly. So we're working with several partners that have, we'll say, technology that allows us to do telepresence. And telepresence, very much like the video conferencing world we were all used to in the past, we're going to be able to provide functionality to the drone where somebody in Chicago, and I'll use Chicago again as an example, could take control of that drone's joystick and actually do the mission directly from their desktop instead of actually being physically on site.
Oh, so there's no additional equipment necessary. They just need the drone and they can run it from their laptop or their desktop.
Exactly. It's software, artificial intelligence software, and you still need a pilot to be on site regardless, because you have to have eyes on the bird and visual observation at all times. But the folks that want to maybe take control and do their own piloting, they can do that if they decide to utilize those types of technologies that we're going to be offering.
Now, give us some insights from your perspective about how commercial or enterprise and government clients are the feedback they're giving to you about this and where you're going in that direction.
Well, the feedback has been, tremendous. It's been a lot of savings, cost savings, time savings, workflow process improvement. So if we use the example of a construction site, well, typically on a construction site, a surveying team would come out and they'd survey the virgin lot. They'd look at the contour. They'd look at the grading. They'd look at the cut and fill, what needs to actually be performed to get the project started, to dig a hole. And sometimes that could take 3 or 4 weeks from beginning to end to get that pre-site survey work completed. Well, with a drone, we could do, on an average, 100 acres in an 8-hour period and cut that time frame exponentially down to, almost ridiculous levels. So the TCO and the ROI involved in the process is just it's amazing. So we're getting a lot of embracement from the engineering firms, from construction stakeholders. In agriculture, it's another area where we're seeing a tremendous TCO because we can scout for crop count, we can scout for crop height, disease, irrigation issues, pesticides, all sorts of things that the human eye from ground level can't typically see very easily without a lot of analysis. We can do it from the bird from 10 feet in the air and cover a lot of ground. So the adoption rate's been very, very good. There is still that, that apprehension that drone technology is new. People are a little nervous about security and privacy issues. So it's just like anything else. It's going to take a little time for the general public to have the perception that it just becomes another technology tool in your toolkit as a technologist, and it's how you use it and apply it. There's always going to be bad guys doing bad things with technology, but this is a very good technology.
I can't wait to see it myself. Is there anything else in closing that you want to bring out before we part ways today?
Oh, sure. I believe you have a thermal imaging video, and what we've done is we've done an example of what the drone can capture from the air in the total darkness. So we show several human beings in the woods running around. We show several humans gathering around we'll say a trailer, congregating as if they were drug dealers, and we can actually capture even to the point where when they put their hand on something, the heat that's left from their hand stays on and creates a signature thermal image, and we can capture that with the drone. So you're going to see a lot more thermal imaging and LiDAR-based sensory. There's a lot of really neat stuff coming out.
Great. Frank, thanks for being on the show today. I can't wait to have you on the show for the next evolution that you have with ConnexiCore.
Thank you, Michael.
You're welcome. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You've been watching CEO Money with Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining us.